Hi. Yes, we're not in the lab. And yes, that might be someone you know. Shahriar from the Signal Path.
Yes,
Good to meet you, Shahriar.
Likewise.
Awesome.
I finally made it to Australia. It was a very, very long trip.
He hasn't slept. He's
So I took 6 hours to get to LA, and then 15 hours to get to Melbourne, and then an hour to get to Sydney. So it's all in a row. So anyway, that's why my hair looks like this. It's a consequence of that.
Still looks trendier than mine, you know. Anyway, we're not in the lab. We're at some super secret location.
Yes, it's very secret.
I don't know. Guess anyway, it's quiet. The reason we're in here is because it's quiet, and I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so I thought that. We were having
lunch before, and
right.
You were mentioning what were we talking about?
Well, I thought it would be cool to have a conversation just about our experiences and what we work on, and some of the state-of-the-art electronic stuff that I sometimes come across, and have a chat, just like a conversation that as if you guys are part of it. I think would be interesting. Yeah, so one of the things I was talking about, actually, I purposely didn't tell this, Dave, until now. So I'm going to say it now.
All right.
So when I first started doing YouTube, it was because I couldn't teach at Columbia University as an adjunct professor because they started to require a green card and didn't have one at the time. So I said, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. So then I started one, and at the time, your channel was also pretty young, right? You had just starting, right?
Yep.
So Dave's channel was still growing. So I went to his forum, and I advertised my channel on his forum. So at the time, this was obviously, could have been a competitive thing. But I remember what Dave said to me, and I haven't told him the story yet, but I remember it. So he wrote back and he said to me that his exact words were, I'm glad that more and more people are taking this path of educating people, and I'm going to be your first subscriber. So Dave was my first subscriber. That's right.
Was I?
Yeah. So
I did. Yeah. I thought I remembered your first email, but I don't remember replying that I was going to.
Yeah. So you put this on your forum.
Oh, did I?
Because I put a post on the forum. Yeah. So the reason I say this is because I was moved by that, because it was at the heart of Dave's intentions in my eyes. His intention was like, we want to educate, we want to provide content, right? And it wasn't all about I'm going to get this guy off my
competition out of my turf. I'm number one.
Exactly,
I want to
So anyway, I wanted to thank him. I want to thank him first. I didn't tell him that story before.
There is
Anyway, it's a very pure-hearted approach to it, and I appreciate it.
Excellent.
So, anyway, so I've been doing. my channel is peanuts compared to Dave's.
We did say the Signal Path, didn't we?
Yeah,
Signal Path.
It's the
signalpath.com, Signal Path on YouTube.
I mean, my video, I have a fraction of the number of episodes that Dave has. I think I'm 90 episodes or something, 100.
But yours are much more involved, usually. Almost all of them are much more involved than mine in terms of production.
Right, I mean, the thing is, the difference a little bit is that I tend to target a little bit more advanced topics. And I felt that was a little bit of what was missing in YouTube. And it's a challenge in itself, because the very advanced topics are very esoteric. So the number of people who are interested in them is actually much smaller, right? So by definition, when you make something more advanced, then less people watch it. But then those people who watch it hopefully get more out of it, because they're like, okay, this content just doesn't exist. And then I kind of started getting into this really high-end instruments and did some teardowns of like the LaCroix 100 gigahertz oscilloscope and Keysight's 60 gig scope and stuff like that. So then people started to enjoy that. Yeah, so anyway, Dave and I have been always in touch here and there, and we did that Amp Hour episode.
We did the Amp Hour, which is very popular. I'll link that one in down below. It's like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something of us yapping away.
Yeah, and the reason we're not in the lab is because Dave's lab is like on the other side of the planet, basically. So we decided, it was just too much. I'm only here for 1 day. So became
you flew here just to see me.
Yeah,
so I really appreciate that. Well, you're in Melbourne, it's a 1 hour flight.
Yeah, so you couldn't miss it.
couldn't resist. But it's hard when you only got 1 day. Yeah. So us to get back to the lab and do something. So sorry, I know people wanted to see us do a tutorial together or a teardown, but it's a lot of work, as you can attest to.
Maybe an opportunity will come up in the future.
Now, we were talking about at this at lunchtime, and it ties into the you couldn't teach, so you thought you'd teach on YouTube. And you were saying, even though you don't have a huge total number of viewing hours, total across all your channel, it was more than a lifetime's worth of a regular teacher at
this
university.
is really the extraordinary part of being on YouTube. Even for me, so YouTube gives you statistics, so you can actually see how many minutes people have spent looking
so I might try and overlay.
Yeah. So exactly, this is different in number of views because people can open an episode and close and never watch it. But you can tally it all up, and for me, even as a small channel, it's 53 years, right? 53 years of continuous human consciousness at the content that I have as a single person. I mean, the reach is extraordinary.
It's ridiculous. And you're only a relatively small channel in terms of YouTube. You're kind of big in the engineering space.
Yeah, but it's nothing in terms of action. But this really this digital access this revolutionized completely the way
it's totally changed.
And this is unbelievable. And it's for me is doubly meaningful because I work in the industry that develops the circuits that go into the systems that enable this communication. So the fact that we can get on our cell phones and this and that so much data, I mean, that data has to come from somewhere, right? So we are constantly working on the next generation optical circuits or wireless circuits for 5G systems, for example, or the next generation of coherent communication systems with the optics. And this is kind of both ways. So I'm both the user of that ecosystem and in a small way the creator of that ecosystem. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah,
it's great. Have you ever divided the total number of watch hours by your total views and got an average view figure?
I have. So my videos are typically about an hour.
I'll get a drink.
Yeah, about an hour or so. The long ones, but they're not always an hour long. And it turns out that the amount of time people are willing to spend to watch something is actually only about 10 to 15 minutes.
Tops.
So for me it's a little bit more because people tend to watch the episode, but again, it's very specific. But if you look at some of the most successful YouTube channels, their videos are only 7
minutes, 7 minutes long. Is the sweet spot, the YouTube sweet spot.
That's right. But you can't do anything in 6-7 minutes meaningful.
You can't do a tutorial.
No, you cannot. No,
you can do like what is and a few basic things, but not really,
Yeah. And we were talking about, Electro Boom.
Which we both love, by the way. Which we both love, but he caters to a different audience.
Yeah, and it's amazing because he started after both of us, right?
Yeah.
And he has now doubled the number of subscribers as Dave has, which is just it's crazy. And he also, I think, is starting to just only do YouTube.
Your channel.
Yeah.
Any plans for the future? Do you see it getting bigger? Is your subscriber base just going up linearly?
I think I haven't checked to see I haven't taken a derivative of the, the engagement, but so I mean it's sitting at like 40,000 or 40-something thousand subscribers right now. It's like I said, it's tiny compared to some of the other channels, but it's just it's very time consuming to make an episode, right? I think we had the discussion a little bit so you may not realize, but the episode that takes the least amount of time for me to make is the repair. The repair is the shortest by far. The reviews take forever.
They take forever.
Yeah, because I have to. As you know. Because I have to, devise an experiment. I have to create one from scratch that suits the instrument, and then kind of you have to be completely familiar with the instrument, and then do the experiment. I have to build it all once, test it, make sure it all works, and then disassemble it. Anyway. It's just it takes a long time. So I spend a long time in my lab doing that.
So do you still have enthusiasm to do those sorts of really involved ones?
Yeah, so it's funny because maybe about let's say a year or two ago when I would get an equipment instrument, it's like, okay, I'm going to do it. But now I have a backlog.
You got a backlog. I've got a backlog.
As soon as it's a backlog,
it seems hopeless.
A chore, right?
It becomes a chore.
Yeah,
it seems hopeless.
Joy goes out of the door.
Yeah.
When everybody's knocking at the road, sure, saying, okay, where's my review? And then so where's my review? It's like, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm doing the best I can. But so I have. I'm going to continue to try and obviously do more and more. I very recently, I think it was maybe a couple of months ago, I started doing a little bit of the Patreon, and just so that I can buy more broken equipment, because these things are, I've noticed, I have a feeling that my repair videos have raised the cost of broken equipment.
It happens. People complain about my stuff all the time. If I do an eBay thing, boom, the price skyrockets.
Yeah, because for example, I did every time I do repair on something, especially like RF equipment, I go back to buy another one. It's like it's gone up by like $1,000. Like, jeez, I'm shooting myself in the foot here. So. Anyway, so things become more expensive as a result. So then it's harder for me to buy it and do another repair video. So, but I have a little bit of Patreon support now, and again, I've said this before, but I really appreciate the support from the people. And I just buy the equipment and so I can repair it. And the reviews take forever. I'm going to continue to do it as my time allows, and we'll see where it goes.
Would you do it full time if it got to a point where it was bringing in enough money to do it? Would you actually quit your 9 to 5? And
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
In my Patreon goals, I've put it as a joke that if it gets to $10,000 an episode, I will quit my job and do everything in a penguin suit.
All right.
But obviously it's a joke. But the thing is, I do research, right? I do actual.
And you think that's more important?
Yeah. To me, on a personal level, I would. Yeah. I don't think it would. I mean, some unreasonable numbers, sure, but obviously that's unrealistic. But I don't think I would ever quit the research. I mean, that's why I work at Bell Labs, is because of the research,
To me, it's, I mean, I don't do much engineering anymore. I used to be a real engineer, now I pretend to be one on the EEVblog. And it's like, a lot of people ask, do I miss it? And I miss doing it, but also don't miss the grind either. I like knowing the fact that because sometimes I've worked for 2 years on a product and it just gets shit canned. I worked 2 years of my life on that. And nothing comes out of the very few of my, because I never worked on consumer stuff, so it's not like,
you should come to research.
See how much it gets.
Just stuff that's thrown out all the time.
And that can be demoralising, but now I make a video, 50, 100,000 people might watch it, and that's a huge difference, even though it's not... it's about, like I said, contributing to encouraging other people to do the same thing. That's more worthwhile than my sort of, need or want to, do engineering every day.
Yeah, I mean, so, I totally get it. I mean, you want to be happy at the end of the day, right? I mean, if your happiness changes as life changes, and that's fine. But for me, being able to do research and work on some state-of-the-art communication system,
that's still number one for you.
That's still really
Whereas
valuable.
my number one has changed. My number one was
for sure,
working on interesting stuff, and now it's like
and I mean, some of my hobbies have shifted around over the years too. I used to, and I still do, but I used to really like photography. I used to do quite a bit of it, but now I kind of almost have completely stopped in favor of doing the videos. So it comes and goes, but it's fine. But I'm going to continue making videos as much as I can. It's just sometimes it's too busy, and when we do a tape out, which is when we submit an integrated circuit for fabrication. By the way, it's called tape out, is because in the old days
they used tape. I used to do circuit boards with tape.
Yeah, exactly.
On film with a light box.
Not anymore. But anyway, so that when we do tape out, sometimes I stay in the office for 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and I kind of sleep for a couple of hours only in the office because it just takes that much time. So, but we're very committed. Very committed. Yeah.
Even though it's not. You don't really. Do you have a deadline that you got to meet, or is it no? We just need to get it done.
We do have a deadline. Often, it's just that the thing is, it's one of those things. If you don't set yourself a deadline and do it, it's just going to drag on.
It's just going to drag. Engineers are their best when they have a deadline.
Yeah, if you have a deadline,
it's freaky ability of our. It's freaky how you can make it with like minutes to spare.
Yeah.
It's like. It's
I'm deadline driven.
Different. Yeah.
Yep. As much as people always say, this is one of the funny things always ask me, how are you so disciplined? It's like, but I am not disciplined.
Neither am I.
I am pretty bad at, trust me, and but I do my best that I can. And nowadays, ever since I became the department head at Bell Labs for my small department group there, it's just even harder because I have a lot of other random things that I have to do, and which may not even have necessarily be engineering related. Anyway, so that takes away from the joy sometimes.
Yeah,
but
not enough to.
Not enough
to give up the whole.
That's one of the other things I can. I don't think I would ever be able to be somewhere where I'd never touch anything technical.
Okay,
that'd be quite boring.
Yeah. Interesting. What do you think about online university and other teaching stuff like Khan Academy, because I've got the EEV Academy now, right? Which is going to be more content. David now works for me full time. He's going to be producing tutorial content that doesn't pay for itself. I might get $50 a video, $50 revenue, which is nothing. Doesn't pay for it, but I want that content to be out there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, everything, including what I do in millimeter wave expertise, let's say, you can learn all that material, right? I mean, there's some things that you have to have experience and so on in order to really comprehend it, but you can get the material anywhere you want. So it's the problem is that the way the system is built is just learning it online without having a degree from a place. Then it's difficult for other people to say, okay, you are qualified.
Yes,
right. It's the difference between how do you, but a real good online university that puts the content out. Especially, like, for example, when you put a video out, you're not after the revenue.
No,
right? But a lot of these fake online universities that are set just to just get money out of people with a promise of a job that they're never going to have. Yeah, those are the devil. But but other than that, of course, I mean, put them into even some of the most famous figures in my industry, like Behzad Razavi, who's a professor and who's got lots and lots of books. He's very famous. If you're in this area, you would know him for sure. He has a channel and he has some videos of him teaching analog electronics, and this guy is like the god for teaching basically in this field, and as well as for research. He has a publication almost every year in top conferences in the world. So to get a chance of him explaining something to you is extraordinary, but but it's not the same as being in his classroom because because the lectures are from a university that gives you the degree at the end. But that's really the thing. But put it out. I'm very eager to see how people would actually receive that. I'm pretty sure people are really going to like it because I've heard a lot of them ask for tutorials from you. So,
well, we'll see. But they definitely won't get as much views. It can't make a full-time video. You can't make a full channel. Because as soon as you watch a tutorial video, it's really, you want to absorb and learn it, and that's tough, right? It's difficult for everybody. Everybody is the same. But you watch a teardown. It's more entertainment. It's entertainment.
It's not the same.
It's entertainment. Exactly.
And I think I know why people like repair videos, because it's like a puzzle, right?
It's a mystery. You're solving it. And they're trying to do it along the line.
Exactly. And your brain
and they'll comment halfway through that they haven't even watched it all yet, and they'll comment, it's this.
They're debugging it already. And your brain, it's funny about the thing about our brain is that your brain rewards you when if someone else solves a problem, your brain rewards you for having watched it, right? Because that's how knowledge spreads. You get a little dopamine hit. Exactly. That's what it is. Like you sit down, you watch it, and
that's why those science videos, like if they did, teach you a little thing that you didn't know. One's called, what did I learn today, or whatever they're called. They give you that little dopamine hit of I learned something.
Exactly.
And
actually,
they're very popular.
Addiction to gambling is related to that too.
Of course. Yes.
Related to your brain rewarding you for a perceived pattern detection that's not there.
Yes. And you see other people win, and then you
it's false pattern recognition.
Exactly.
So pretty cool stuff. But anyway, I'm going to continue making videos.
Awesome.
But it's now your turn to come to the US.
To come
to the New Jersey side where we can go to Bell Labs, can walk around Bell Labs and show you what's going on in there. And come to my little tiny lab in my basement and see my cat.
Your cat? Oh, I hate cats, sorry. No, I am not.
But you haven't met my cat.
Oh, your one's different, right? Of course.
He's extraordinarily friendly.
Of course, right.
You don't have a dog. Do you have a dog?
No, I don't know. I'm not allowed to have a dog. But I probably would if I.
Okay. Dog person.
I'm a dog person.
Yeah. I like dogs too, but Pooch is a very special Pooch.
Pooch is a dog.
But I named him Pooch.
Oh, Pooch. Oh, right.
I named him Pooch. Because he fetches things and brings it back, so he behaves like a dog. That's why he's very friendly. So he'll be in more of the videos, and a lot of people ask for him. It's funny. Everybody's like,
everyone. I know it gets in. What my most thumbs down video and the most number of subscribers I ever lost in one video was because I did a dead cat joke. I kid you not. They took it so seriously that I had 200 people unsubscribed. Like that's a massive number for one video. And they were and the comments just abusive because I did a. What? Because I said, the best cat's a dead cat or something. No, the best. I'll say it again, and we'll get a whole bunch of thumbs down on this video. Awesome. No, the best cat is one squished under the tread of my car tires, something like that. And it was like,
but you don't actually do that. It's just
no. It's just the joke of that's how much I despise cats, and no.
I mean, cats. I have a huge Gotsing distribution also, by the way.
Oh, okay.
My aunt has a cat, and I wouldn't get close to that animal, but
got it.
Yeah, my cat's very friendly. Anyway, don't thumbs down the video because of the squish cat.
Right. On that note, I hope you like this little sit-down thing. We just turned on the camera.
Yeah,
and
it was just very, unscripted and so on. So I hope you enjoyed it.
We could go all day, but we're actually almost out of memory card, and because I didn't plan properly.
No, it's fine. It was great. I'm very happy.
I'm a professional video blogger. Like I come like half-assed.
Plus, look at this beautiful background.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Everyone cheers. That's how I filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yes. All right.
Thanks,
awesome.
Shahriar.
No problem.
Catch you next time.
Next time. Is that
is telling us the pilot LED is flashing on the front. I think I can't see the time. No, it just ran out of card. There you go. So maybe we didn't get that last little. No, it happened after we said.
It was just.
No, 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I think it's still recording. It's just warning you.
Yep, it's warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we timed it.